Hello and welcome to the show. We have a very noisy collection of cars for you today. In this Horizon 3 challenge, we have gone to build some Rallycross cars. You see, we now have the proper Focus Rallycross. I shall be driving this one. I was curious though to see if we could build up cars to compete with it using, well, identical specs. So, the rules for this one, for the cars that have been built, they can't have more than 600 horsepower or more than 663 torque. The minimum weight is 2,491 pounds. The tricky part of all of this was actually the tyre widths. The tyre widths on the Focus are just 225s all around. The car's, of course, all converted to all-wheel drive here. Yeah, so the vehicles must be run on 225s all round, which is surprisingly restrictive in terms of cars. I also said the cars had to be made from 2000 or newer. You know, if we're competing in a more modern rallycross scenario, we wouldn't be using 1950s cars. So we've got a largely Japanese selection of vehicles. There is an Abarth in amongst the rest of them. Quite a few Mazdas. Mazda's very, very well represented in this one. I'd like to see the R. If I can't win in my Focus, I want to see the RX-8s win. I'm not biased again. Yeah, we're going to see how these cars compete against, well, an actual rallycross car. We're going to do a couple of races on the mainland, if you like, starting off in Byron Bay. Then we'll head to Blizzard Mountain and see how the cars fare in the snow. Hopefully, we'll have some good racing. I mean, rallycross is normally pretty exciting. Now, the East Bridge Scramble circuit is, without a doubt, one of my favourite circuits from the mainland of Horizon 3. I am going to be somewhere on the grid. We're starting from 4th place. Don't know who's going to get off the line fastest. Don't really know a huge amount about the rest of the cars, other than that everything is, or a lot of them anyway, are relatively close in terms of PI, as you would expect from cars built to identical specs. Get that turned in on the outside of an MX-5. We might be able to make a move work around there. Oh, that was a tight squeeze against the wall. I don't know where the Mazda's gone. The Mazda's vanished. Oh, it's been a while since I've driven. I love this track. It has been a while since I've driven it. Got a little bit exploring. We will get ourselves turned through there. It is a Civic. Oh, I'm going to end up in the back of someone if I go for that. There's still no space to get through. Oh, Civic did not expect me to be trying to get to the inside. We will get past it. I think the Civic actually ended up out wide. We've got a Nissan. We cannot be beaten by a Silvia. Don't want to end up in the back of an Integra though. Flicking around the final corner. Thankfully, this circuit is not long enough to find the Focus's Achilles heel, and that would be the gearbox. Very, very short gear ratios in this car. I'm driving this thing completely stock. No tuning setup, nothing on the car. So it has got incredibly short gear ratios. Good for rallycrossing. However, if we come to any tracks with any straights whatsoever, as the Silvia is going to try and do, I can't even get across to the inside. He is already up there. I can't close the door. It's bumping a little bit, and the Nissan is going to find a way past. I think I might be quicker through the turns, but he has got me on the straights, and I couldn't get across in time to defend. Didn't realise just how fast that car was coming. It's got a mighty wing on the back as well, for good measure. See, I can get my car out of the corners really, really nicely. Can I do anything about down the straights? No. Fortunately for me, I'm not actually buzzing in the limiter. However, still, Sylvie's going to end up in the fence. I'm going to take that lead straight back from you. Thank you very much. We're going to end up... Oh, we're going to collect the wall, and that's not good, because he's going to go straight back past me once more. We are miles clear of the rest of the field. The rest of the field are doing their own thing, and it's just me against the Silvia. Big moment across that curb. Not what we want to be doing. I've got to be neat and tidy. I've got to make the most of my Focus's strengths, and that is the corner speed. We're going to, again, dive to the inside, use all of that power, the all-wheel drive launch out of the corner. Ooh, we're a little bit earlier on the brakes there than I was expecting. I think I might have slightly better brakes than the Nissan as well. I mean, after all, you know, this is a full-on motorsport vehicle, where the rest of these are just modified cars. Oh, crap. Get stopped and turned. There we go. The other issue we were having with, people were having with building the cars up... Oh, we've both done the same thing. Why was I following Nissan Bloody hell. Yeah, the other issue with building the cars for this is actually getting enough power out of the engines. There aren't as many engine swaps for like the hatchbacks and so on as I remember there being, so it was quite difficult getting 600 horsepower out of a lot of cars for this. They just didn't have the engine swaps. A lot of vehicles have the Turbo Rally engine, but that doesn't get crazy level of power anymore on Horizon 3, so yeah, there are a lot of cars that couldn't be used. They simply couldn't get the power. We are swapping places every bloody corner at the moment. We're both making way too many mistakes. I'm gonna... It's a Rallycross bump. I think that's okay. We've got another lap to go of this mayhem, and we are miles clear of the entire field. I think it's an MX-5 up in second place. Well, I say miles clear. We're 4.5 seconds clear. Although in Rallycross terms, that is quite a lot. Now, let's not hit the house. Like, either of us could have gone really far lead for this final lap, but we both ended up in the house. I can't do anything down here. This is where the Nissan is strong. Oh, and I've locked the brakes. He's run wide as well, though. I'm going to cut back through this section. Can I get alongside? Maybe if he ends up in the fence out there, I can do something. We're just going to fire the Focus up the inside. He's going for that cutback once more, but he is a lot further back this time around. We're just going to kind of hug the inside. No, we're not going to. I outbrake myself, overdrove it. Wonky line, well driven from the Sylvia to take victory. What a race that one was. In fact, the MX-5 was very, very similar pace behind as the next two. That was close between two more Mazdas. Well, Nissan takes victory from the Focus. Then there is a raft of Mazdas ahead of the Acura. A couple of BRZs further down the order, the Abarth. Lowest PI of the lot of them. Probably quite a twitchy car to be driving, I would imagine. And a Sylvia down to the back is not quite going to finish. Well, if that race is anything to go by, I think we are in for a lot of fun with these vehicles. Well, this might be much more of a cross-country circuit, the Mill cross-country track. However, there is a lack of really excellent scramble circuits on the mainland here, and I figured that, well, this has got some pretty big jumps. Rallycross cars should be able to deal with big jumps, hence why we have come here. I have again got quite a nice starting spot on the grid. Can we outdrag the RX-8? No, we cannot. The RX-8 actually very, very quick off the line, as is the MX-5, as we bounce our way down here. I'm going to go to the left. I'm not sure that's quite where I want to be, but never mind. The RX-8 is dancing away up at the front now. Through the air we go. Is anyone going to have big issues on the landing? Nope. I have a familiar sight in the rearview mirror as well. That's not particularly comforting, but never mind. RX-8 is actually getting a pretty little good lead here. I'm going to get my car turn. I suspect the Sylvia might struggle a little bit more around this circuit. As we saw my car very, very quick getting out of the turns. I'm actually really struggling to keep up with the RX-8. Come back here, Mazda. It's not the normal view that I see of one. Can we get... Ooh, maybe turned down here. No, we're okay. We're going to join everyone else in this wider line through the tunnel. Oh, come on. Punch your way through that water. We are about to get mugged by the MX-5 brigade. RX-8 is soaring through the air at a wonky angle. Oh, the blue MX-5 is actually doing very, very well here. The bumps are horrible. More flying through the air for us. We are closing up a little bit now to the group. The RX-8 very, very sideways is going to lose the lead, unfortunately. It is not because of me getting past it. Oh, the MX-5 is in the barn. That is not where you want to be at all. This is perhaps a little bit of a rougher circuit for testing the cars. Really will test their off-roading abilities here. Can I do anything into turn one? It's just so difficult to overtake around here cleanly. Everything is happening at 1,000,000 miles an hour and very, very powerful all-wheel drive cars. I think I spy a Sylvia again. Bugger! Come on, Focus. We've got a yellow car to chase down. Not sure gear I really want to be in. Through there, I've also got an MX-5 trying to fill the rearview mirror as best as it can. He's now on my outside. Very, very nearly managing to roll the Focus. Oh, slow down. The RX-8 is just dancing away. Mazda slid through shot. Now we're back to having a Sylvia behind us again. A common sight, apparently, in these races. Unfortunately, it's not upside down or being murdered. I'm really struggling. There was that one lap where if I hadn't fallen back behind the MX-5, if I hadn't had a bad turn one, where the RX-8 made a mistake, I might have been able to pounce, but I'm really struggling just pace-wise keeping up with that car. I wonder if... is the Focus perhaps a bit low? I wouldn't have thought so. It'd be lower than these other cars. And it's having issues through the water. We do seem to struggle at that section. Oh, also hitting the inside there was not good for my car. We are about to lose a place, I think, to the Nissan. Or are we? He can't quite dive far enough. Oh, maybe he can. I've run a little wider on the exit than I would have liked. I'm trying to kind of cut back, get a good run out of the turn. There's an MX-5 moving around all over the place in the rearview mirror. We might fight our way back past the Nissan here as we go into turn 1. We're going to go for a cutback on the Oh, this racing is excellent. I'm going to roll it coming into this tunnel. I keep clipping the inside. The MX-5 is up into second place. I've lost sight of the Silvia completely. Don't know where that's gone. Through the air we go. I think the only weakness I've really seen from that RX-8 is it isn't so happy on the landing of that big jump. That does seem to be about the only place where we stand a chance of making up any time on the car. There is a Silvia trying to get to the inside, doesn't make it stick. MX-5 2 has found the barn. That bloody barn. I feel sorry for the poor Mazdas. They get into a position, or the MX-5s, they get into a position to chase down the leader, and both of them have immediately been barned. I think the RX-8 is working together with that barn there. Fly it into the tunnel. Oh, the Mazda clipped the wall, but it's not going to be enough to slow it down. Now, if we can get a good landing here, the RX-8 have a problem. Get a good landing in the Focus. We do. Behind us, there is a... Oh, I'm turning in way, way too soon. That's really not helping lap speed at all. We've lost sight of the Nissan, unless we can have a really, really big throw it up the inside moment. And we've carried a lot of speed this time around, but I don't think it's going to be enough here. If we can really chuck the car... I turned out one too many gears. I'm trying to just fire it out of the corner. It's not going to be enough. The RX-8 is going to claim victory. I will take second. I think the MX-5 maybe did get third. What a bloody race that one was as well. The MX-5 coming home in fifth place will get the fastest lap of the race there. Oh, there was a lot of position changes on that final lap. I got close. But every time we threw something at the RX-8, it did have an answer. I do keep a Mazda domination off the podium, and Silvia was very much in the fight as well there. That was excellent fun. And that was excellent fun indeed. There are some cars further down. BRZ Civic, the Acura also struggling a little bit more at this circuit. Well, on the dirt, a lot of fun. So I'm hoping the snow will equal... Well, snow has better tracks. Blizzard Mountain has actually better racing circuits, so we should have even more entertainment out there. So we have come to the Blizzard Mountain, heading to the Whitestone Village scramble track. We're actually going to start out on some tarmac. Oh, I've got a lot of overtaking ahead of me here. That's a lot of cars to try and get past. Oh, the MX-5s are at the front. Bugger. I've been getting kind of comfortable with second place, so I'm hoping we can go one better, although this might be a lot of work to be doing. At least I can turn into turn 1 and I'll know there's no car stuck on the inside of me. We're giving the RX-8 a little bit of a bump. Oh, we're all out in the fence through there. Oh, there's Sabino Roller. Well, it's a FailRace video now. There is an orange, I think it was a Civic, that went over there. I'm trying to dive down to the inside. This is one of the difficulties. You can have a very, very quick car, but if you are stuck down in traffic, there is nothing that you can do, and I've got a Silvia in front of me. Literally all I can see is very, very sideways. Silvia, we're all out in the fence. No, Silvia, I just want to find a way past the Nissan, okay? I think we might finally be through. There is either a GT86 or a BRZ, I'm not sure which one. We've slightly attacked the back of it. It's fine. There's a corner coming up, and we're going to get around that. We're going to try to go to the outside here. The Acura has lagged a little bit. Is it in the fence? I've gone around the outside of a car or two. We've got the... whatever it is. My brain has just completely forgotten the name of cars. We're too busy concentrating. Got to try and make progress. Got to try and make progress with the Focus. We can't let the Ford down in all of this one. I think we're probably just too far back from the leaders. I'm back fighting with an RX-8. Is it still there? It is. Oh, I'm in the fence and I found some debris. I have to lift off the throttle. Oh, I've got so, like, in just 2 races, I've got so acclimatized to driving this car on dirt, and levels of grip have just all completely and utterly changed. The amount of speed in your braking zones for corners and everything is just completely and utterly different now. Oh, everyone else is fighting as well, apparently, in this. We're 7 seconds down on the leaders. Most of that probably lost in that opening lap. As still, we fight with this RX-8 all through the air. Try and get on the brakes again. Not going to be able to make up a position just yet. I can turn much tighter through these corners, but then there's just a black and yellow car in the way. I've got to find a way past. I've really got to find a way. If I can get 3, I think I can go chasing after. Maybe not the top 3. We might be able to go after 4th. I've been gonna bump the RX-8. We're going to get telephone pole to the face. Come on, we've got to find a way past. Try and be neat and tidy through here. I'm just cutbacking every opportunity I can at the moment. I didn't want to go wide there because there's so much debris on the outside to run into. Come on, get that power down. Get that power down out of that corner. We will manage to there. It's just a long way. Ooh. Too much speed. Too much speed was taken through there. So this is where the RX-8 had been in the fence a couple of times. I was trying to be neater, but now we're all getting a little bit more acclimatized once more to the dirt. Yeah, I'm losing so much time. We're dropped back from the leaders. We're now some 9 seconds down. Come on! One of these change of positions is going to work. One of these change of positions will eventually fire me. Oh, this is an excellent race. We've caught up. No, the BRZ almost got used as a pick in all of that. I had to have a lift just so I didn't end up in the back of the blue car. We're still going side by side, and I still can't find a way past. Where has it gone? It might finally have worked. Finally, we get 3 up into 4th place. It is the 2 MX-5s and the Sylvia up at the front, fighting for the lead, although there might have been some bumping or something going on, because I did just see the 2 ahead are a lot closer than I was expecting. Also, flag just popped back into existence. Right, can we chase them down in a lap? Probably not without a little bit of help from a mistake. I can carry so much speed across the crest of the hill when you get the line right, and I think now that I am in clear air, we can probably run away from the Mazda. That was a great battle, though. And, you know, yeah, I might be further down the order, but the fact that I had such an incredible battle for a good 3 laps, that's the most fun part about racing. It doesn't matter if you're fighting over what was 5th place for much of that until the Subaru made a mistake. It's if you're racing that close with somebody, that's the entertainment here. I am absolutely flying now that I have been released of the traffic. Close a little bit on the leader. That was probably going to be fastest lap of the race. This one here, not so much with that line, unfortunately. Yeah, we are catching them, but it's just too much time lost in traffic. That's one of the difficulties starting from the back of the field. More so in the likes of Forza 6, where you have a 24 car grid. You start last. You start at the back of one of those fields, and just trying to get through the traffic. You can have the best car on the grid. You can be a second a lap faster than everybody. It doesn't matter. Just trying to get through the traffic takes so much time that you end up with too much work to do. But even this lap has been poor. I'll be honest, the start of it was very, very scruffy across the curbs, and I've made up time. We are actually catching the MX-5. We can see the nameplate, we can see the car now. We have caught up massively once we were released from the RX-8. However, great defending from the Mazda held me off for a good few laps, and we will have to settle for a 4th place, unfortunately, off the podium. Didn't get fastest lap, actually, the MX-5. It was very, very close. I do wonder if perhaps might have had dirty laps going on, and possibly not, because I did gain a good bit of time at some points. Either way, though, still close lap time wise. Had too much work to do. Great battle, though, with the RX-8. Now the Impreza rally car finds itself up into a 6th place. You can definitely see the split with the fast cars and the not so fast cars when built to this spec. Definitely the Sylvias and the MX-5s, the way to go. The RX-8's able to keep up at some tracks. Just gonna see if we can get a wheel spin. I think I might just about be with enough XP here. Indeed we are. Come on, game. I've decided I'm commentating at this stage in time. We're going to go for a recording of the wheel spin. Can we get something exciting while filming some very exciting racing? Please be nice, game. No, we can't. Bugger. And to finish off, well, you knew we were going to come to the Snowpark cross-country circuit. This has provided some exquisite racing. We can start at the front as well. Fantastic. This has provided some exquisite racing with just about everything that we have raced around here. And seeing as these have been as exciting as they have so far, I'm hoping that it will continue that as we get underway. The MX-5, very, very quick off the line, will take the lead, even if it goes into ghost mode slightly into turn 1 here. This is quite a different circuit to the ones that we've driven around so far. I don't know what cars this might favour. I think the MX-5 has been getting very, very good launches out of the slower corners, perhaps even better than me. The Silvia perhaps won't like it around here as much. This is a very, very tight circuit. In fact, the MX-5 has got a very, very good start. Struggling with a little bit of understeer in my focus through there. Looks like the RX-8 is battling with some other cars back there. So if you can keep the onrushing hordes at bay, that would be okay by me as we round this final corner. MX-5 is dancing across the ground very nicely, making it, I think I'm going to struggle actually to keep up with. This might be one of those terribly, terribly irritating races where you can see the car ahead of you be slightly faster. You're just not quite able, and I've pushed my luck too much through there. That's not going to help matters. Yeah, when you can see the car ahead is that little bit faster, you just can't quite do anything about it. You've got to hope that they make a mistake. That's probably my best bet at catching that MX-5. It does seem very, very quick in the slower corners. I've just got to drive better, basically. I think the Silvia's buried well in the field. He's having exactly the same problems that I did last time out. You can have a quick car, but when there's 5 or 6 cars ahead of you, especially when they're all fighting each other as well, very, very difficult to make progress. I couldn't get the traction down out of that final turn. We are pulling clear of the rest of the field. I think it's RX-8s behind. This is a very, very Mazda heavy, with the exception of my Focus and the Silvia. The Mazdas are really dominating in this. Again, I'm relatively okay with that. If I can't be winning, I'm okay with Mazdas taking victory here. Come on, get that car, get that front end turned in, and we can get on that power. We've kind of equalised the gap, stabilised the gap ever so slightly on this lap, I think. We've got to be really careful out of this final corner. I know the car's going to want to slide, but don't let it. If we let the car slide, we'll lose time to that MX-5. Yes, we have. We have set probably very, very similar lap times through that. The MX-5 is just so good out of the final turn. That's where I'm struggling in comparison. I think I might be a little bit faster through the corners than he is, but we are already talking by tiny amounts. I was trying to be clever. I was just trying to take a really quick line through there. I've got to go for any advantage I can, and that's not helped. If I'd made that work, it would have been great. I would have made some decent gains, but I did not. Out of this corner, I do seem to be a little bit better, yeah. The MX-5, sorry, is having issues getting turned through that faster corner. I can make up a little bit of ground. Problem is, every gain I make through there is then lost, especially out of this final corner. The MX-5 has got the acceleration to really punish the Focus, and is now just that little bit further away. 2 laps to go. Without a mistake from the Mazda, I see it unlikely that I'm going to be able to find a way past. I'm having to be greedy, having to be brave across all of these corners, and now I've just hit a load of understeer trying to take more speed. Yeah, I don't know where I can find the time. I'm on MX-5, make a little mistake. I just need a little mistake. I just need a little sniff, a little chance, a possibility maybe that we can dive up the inside somewhere. But I don't know where we're going to be finding that. We are a fair way clear of the rest of the field. The Silvia's worked its way up into a 3rd place behind us. We'll be interested to see fastest laps at the end. All of this have closed the gap. The gap opens up. We're just talking tenths here and there. We've got to go for it really on this final lap. Throw everything at the Mazda. Maybe we will be able to find a way past here. It's very, very fast through that first sector. It's closest I've been all race, but I'm honestly not sure we're going to be close enough. Yeah, we're at 1.6, so we'll gain a couple of tenths, hopefully, through here if I don't get too greedy too soon. Yeah, you see, we can close it back in 1.1. We're almost in DRS range. If only we had DRS in these. not going to be able to do anything unless he clips the fence, which he doesn't wisely, stays out of the way. They were almost lapping cars. That's how fast these have been. The blizzard is coming in. Looks like there was an aerial overtake, actually, for 4th place going on. It's going to be a second. That was a fantastic, if very, very different race around there between me and the MX-5. Not quite changing positions regularly throughout a lap. Very, very tense battle. It is a 3rd place for the Silvia, just beating out the MX-5. I think they may have been the two that were fighting mid-air. Yeah, me and the MX-5 actually significantly faster than the rest of the field. As I said, I thought the Silvia might struggle a little bit more around this track. That, yeah, just wasn't quite as good through the slower speed corners. That MX-5 is fantastic. 2nd place is apparently the finishing position the Focus wants to be going in. These are a lot of fun to go racing, and while building cars to the exact spec of the Focus, a little bit difficult, trying to get small enough tyre widths and enough power out of the cars did prove a tad difficult, hence not an amazing selection. What we did have was a lot of fun to go racing with, and plenty of wheel-to-wheel action. Yeah, I very much recommend to giving it a go building cars to compete with this monster. However, that is going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. We should have some celebratory donuts. Until next time, goodbye.